My car is finally painted, but there is a lot left to do. For example, my roof is still. So we're gonna be replacing it with a beautiful carbon fiber roof from Sivon. We're gonna be doing the cut, polish, and the final exterior assembly on this thing. Oh, we are this close to this car finally being flat. First things first, what we gotta do is mask off the car. We spent a lot of time painting it and we don't wanna mess it up. So technically your paint is still curing for about 30 to 90 days. We wanna make sure we don't get any of that grinding dust all over this fresh paint because it will latch into there and it's a nightmare. Also, whenever you're working with paint that was sprayed not too long ago, you wanna make sure you always only use automotive refinishing tape. It's less adhesive in it and it's not gonna pull your paint. Hold up. Pause. We gotta take the interior out.
Dude, yeah, what's up with all this animal hair?
This car do be kind of smelling like cat piss now because cats get in here and I guess, you know, they snuggle up, which is fine, but they do enjoy marking their territory.
I think it's kind of funny that little cats be coming into your car and pissing in it.
Yeah, my throat is starting to...
Oh, you're allergic. Get out. I'll do it.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
Get the hell out,
All right,
fool.
thank you.
Yeah.
Every project car that I've ever had has smelled bad.
Cause cats?
Either they were smoking in it, there was like rotting food, flood damage, they always stunk. When I was working on my S14 and I first pulled the headliner down, there was so much rat poop and just like rat nests in it.
Ew.
It was foul, but it's looking good now.
Dude, I told Tristan I get DMs of people will be like, oh, where's the S13? I'm like, I don't know, ask Tristan, bro. Why are you talking to me?
What happened? What'd
Nothing.
you do? Okay, cool. There we go.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! We gotta remove the windshield urethane that's all around the perimeter of the roof line, so that way we can access the spot welds, little vice grip and razor blade. With the majority of the windshield urethane scraped off, I'm just gonna go ahead and use this little wire wheel and get the last remaining little funny bits. Then we're gonna go ahead, drill out the spot welds for the roof, peel the roof off, and then we're basically good.
Whose glasses are those?
I don't know whose glasses these are. I feel like I should have like a squatted truck right now. Just like, but it's all good. There's one.
Oh, yeah, this little circle right here.
Well, we need to locate that. Then we're gonna do a little punch right in the middle, do a little pilot hole, and then use the spot weld cutter. Now, we don't wanna go too far because remember, we're not trying to cut all the way down through all these pieces of metal. We just want the top part. And the purpose of this hole right here is just to center up that spot weld cutter. Let it go into that little spot. Start it slow. And there you go, it's separated from the other metal.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. I wanna do this.
Did you hear? Lobotomies are in 2025.
You. I am not a white woman. I will fight you.
But here's the distinction. If she's got Cookie Monster pajama pants on, it doesn't matter
No,
what race
that's
she
different,
is,
yeah.
dude. She's gonna whoop your ass. Oh,
What? Oh.
I went all the way through.
MG.
It's just one, but damn, I gotta be more careful. Shoot. Well,
Shoot.
hey, stop.
Shoot. I just went all the way through, Paul.
What we're doing right now is running a flathead underneath to create tension. So that way, right when this is to the thinnest point, it's gonna snap and pop off.
Oh, beautiful.
Hey! Only 50 million more to go.
I can sneak out through there. Ha. Natural athlete.
This is the final spot weld I gotta drill out, and then we can peel this roof off. All right, let's do it. I think I might go animal style on the roof real quick.
You tell me if this is a stupid ass idea. Should we just start pulling it?
That's what animal style is, bro. We're on the same wavelength. God, there's more. No. Sometimes I just do and I know it's bad.
Then stop. How do you say you got me up in like white folk and then someone was like, watch it there, buddy.
You got another thing coming, pal.
Yes, see, Nolan knows.
Oh, Nolan's here. Hi, Nolan.
Is this thing ready to pop off, dude?
Just about.
So do you have to clear coat it?
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna look more cohesive that way.
I think so.
Oh! Let's get to grinding down the metal that was left over. Still gotta clear coat this thing, but I wanna see it all nice. Dude, that fits like a glove.
Experience luxury. Experience beauty. Experience the Mother's Car Spa and Bathhouse, the therapeutic getaway for your hard-working whip. Certified automotive therapists will give your vehicle the full VIV experience. Pick from a range of therapeutic treatments such as the California Gold Glow Up to get your baby glimmering. California Gold Ceramic Wash and Wax leaves your car clean and glossy. Oh mama! Then California Gold Ceramic Paint Correction exfoliates your car's exterior, removing scratches and correcting unsightly blemishes. Finally, elevate your car's finish with California Gold Ceramic Spray Wax. That's ceramic made simple, baby, and it leaves your VIV with a liquidy, glossy shine.
I brought my van there last fall. It's like a brand new car. That place isn't a car wash, it's a car spa.
Yeah, brother, that's why we called it that. You care for your skin, so why not your car's skin? The paint. Treat your vehicle right and give it that mother's love, mother's polish. It's a spa for your car. Click the link below to learn more.
This is a full roof replacement, not just a skin, from Cybon carbon fiber. This is dry carbon as opposed to the glossy wet stuff that you usually see. I did a little bit more research. A lot of people actually do recommend you spray this with a UV resistant clear coat, which is what we've done to the rest of the carbon fiber. It's time to make this dry carbon wet.
This feels wrong.
It does. One of y'all in the comments said, man, just use the disposable cup system, it's way better. And bro, I use this on the doors. Thank you. Another one of y'all said wear eye protection as well. You're right. These are mucous membranes. All right, so we got the roof inside the booth. And then next time you guys see it, we're gonna be putting it on this car. All right, y'all, it's the next day and the carbon roof turned out beautifully. It's nice and shiny, but I made a little mistake. Uh-oh. I let the air hose dangle a little bit and did some funny business, but I'm hoping that there's enough material there that I can make it flat like the rest of it. I really want to put the brand new carbon roof on, but the thing is, the paint is still too soft. That paint needs to cure a while longer before we handle it.
Tristan, do you mind if I steal you for 1 second? Look, I saw some of the comments in your last video.
I cannot lose this job.
I think people were kind of upset, and I just wanted to apologize. And if there's anything I can do to make it up to you,
Well, there is one thing you could do. All right, we got my boy Buttermilk Zach Deal here to help us today. He's large, he's in charge. He walks with a stiff gait. All right, let's get to it.
I have back problems.
He does. So we got a lot of work to do. First things first, what we're gonna do, hang the doors. For the doors, we're actually gonna have to disassemble more of the car to put them on. How are we gonna put those bolts through and tighten them with the front fender on? And have to take the front fender off. This car is not gonna be perfect.
First time, dude.
It's not though.
Just say it is.
There's proof that it's not. It just snakes right through into the body. All right, now I wanna clean it. Aha! My plan with the interior is I want to go just as crazy as we did on the outside. So like wrapping stuff in suede or putting a Nissan Cube headliner in it. PS3 in the back with a TV. I don't know. A little bit of preventative maintenance. All right, here we go. How are you guys feeling? Is it arduous?
It's heavy as hell.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna bring it this way. Actually, let me swing these out a little bit. Let's see if it closes evenly.
A little bit of tape. Dude, that's really close. I would say you need to adjust it like a little bit, but.
It might actually be there.
I think it's
Yeah,
there.
that might
Because
be
we
it.
didn't mess with those over there, so it should be pretty good. I mean, the line, it looks even all around, which is great.
Yeah, looks good.
All right, doors on, no chips, no scratches. Let's keep it that way. I need our boy Zach Deal to prove himself. We're missing one of these. There's a massive bucket of bolts.
Oh,
Please identify.
Searching through that bucket, that is a lost cause. It's gotta be around here somewhere, Tristy. I mean, how far could it have gone? Found it. In your center console. I knew it. Dudes are too dumb. They'll just put stuff in the center console and be like, I'll remember where that is. That's a good safe spot.
That is exactly what I thought.
Dude.
Yes. And just like that, y'all, the doors are on. Now these fenders, remember, they got some pretty nasty fish eyes, so I really pounded a lot more clear on in hopes that I could maybe wet sand it out and make it level. These fish eyes though, bro, I don't know, man. Boop, 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 boop. Looks like
That doesn't look great.
does not look good. I feel like in order for this to be show ready, I gotta respray this fender probably. Good morning, y'all. What I'm doing right now is a thing called wet sanding. It involves a very slow and delicate removal of clear coat via sandpaper that has a ridiculously high grade. 1500, we're working our way up to 2000, polishing with some compound and then high polish. We're working in the shade so that way the slurry of the clear coat that we end up making doesn't harden up too fast and ends up creating deeper scratches. We're gonna take our time with the sanding and make sure that we're at a really good stopping point before we even begin to start polishing. Because we don't wanna waste our time, because that right there, it looked fine, but then you look at it in the sunlight and it wasn't the case. Shout out to people who know about parables, because when I look at the Ranger, it's sort of like the ship of Theseus, and I'm Sisyphus. Shout out to those who push the stone. Right here, we have some remnants of stuff that got caught in the clear coat, like some dust nibs and dirt, and as we're wet sanding, it's pulling them out, and you see it's creating this harsh edge. As we wet sand, we're trying to polish that down more. But here's the thing, as soon as you go too far, it's over.
Stop. I am gonna take my hand at this, see what I can do. In Tristan's words, he said, pick an inconsequential area, so if I f up, no one will see it, and I chose this right here. Oh my God!
You gotta burn to learn. I wish I could be listening to some Jimmy Buffett right now. Jacob, our editor, please put on the closest thing to Jimmy Buffett, because that's what's playing in my head right now. I was in Spotify's 0.001 listeners of Jimmy Buffett before he died. Rest in peace. We're almost done with this door in terms of the 1500, and then we can move on to the 2000, and then the compounding and polishing. What on earth? Hello, Bob Hall.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. You want to pet my head? There you go.
This is looking mildly superb.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're getting it nice and flat and level prior to that polish.
Will be brighter and shinier than the stars in the sky.
Not as shinier as you.
That's just good to clear.
Oh, okay.
Good luck with it. Keep going, man.
All right, thanks, Bob Hall. Now we're moving on to the next grip, which is 2000. But as we get into here, there's so many like nooks and crannies and curves. I put so much work into molding these over fenders to the body and making it look nice and clean. I'd really hate to whoop and burn through right there. So we are taking our sweet time. How's it looking, Nolan? It's looking a lot cloudier and less shiny now.
It is, but I have faith. I have faith that you guys will pull it off.
Thank you, Slime.
Yeah, you're welcome, Slime.
Whoa.
That's the first time he's ever called me
That is true.
What? All right, so you guys are probably wondering, dude, where's the trunk? I was like, okay, cool, let's go ahead and put the swan neck wing on. We drilled the holes, we opened the trunk. We drilled the holes too close to this way, so then when we opened it, the wing hit the back glass, which is my bad. But the trunk was in horrible condition. It was loaded up with like tons of low spots, dents. So I found this used Cybon carbon trunk, and it looks pretty good, but the problem is the factory clear on it might be going. I'm too busy right now. I gotta keep wet sanding, so I'm gonna send Steph to go pick up the trunk, but I'm gonna get her to try and lowball the out of him when she's there. All right, hustle some fools.
I'm hustling fools, don't you worry. So we're going to Garden Grove, Orange County, the OC. I am an OC hood rat. No, I'm not. I'm an IE hood rat. But I was born in Santa Ana. I spent a lot of my childhood in Santa Ana, Anaheim, and Garden Grove. So let's go to my, like, where I was born, my birth soil.
these are the runs we ran into in the booth. The run or sag is essentially this shape, and all we're trying to do is just shave the top off. But we're gonna spend so much time trying to level these out, which is why I bought this thing. It's called a run razor. On the back it says revolutionary 3 times. So either this is gonna be great or it's gonna suck ass. When we painted the Miata, Mark just used a razor blade with his fingers and cut the runs down. This is more like training wheels. So I'm turning the knob, and as I turn it, you can see the center of the blade begins to dip down so that these sides don't gouge, it's just the center cutting. It's working. It's cutting it, oh. Look, it cut a chunk out of it. I messed up, I goofed. I just cut through all the way down to the primer. I'm so bummed out. That sucks so bad. Revolutionary, huh? I'm just gonna use the razor blade myself. I mean, that's better. A lot of you guys think that I'm making all of these problems and work for myself on purpose for the sake of content. And all I gotta say to that is thank you. That's very flattering. But no, I actually am like this. A little rock chip, that's all it is. There's a rock chip and I just used the paint pen. I got a rock chip, uh-oh. What happened there, rock chip? Oh, it happens to all of us. It's just paint. All it is just paint, and then you just grind it down and refine it till it's really smooth, and then all of a sudden a little hiccup appears. Like, it's just all visual. I get in my head so much when it comes to this stuff. I gotta remember to have fun, man. This is fun. Knowing me, I'm probably gonna end up respraying this area. So till then, we get it looking as good as we can. No, no, come on. No, it's on the ground now.
We're finally in Garden Grove, and you know we're in Garden Grove. You know why? Because there's a freaking H-Mart right there. Go, oh my God. The people that live here are in a different tax bracket, and so they drive like it.
Should we ask him if we can film, or just you just
No. He said don't do that.
Right now, I'm trying to distribute the compound all over the surface. I'm gonna turn this down low. Then once you spread it all over, turn it up to about medium. Believe it or not, you can also burn through the paint with this as well. This is a coarse cutting pad with some coarse cutting compound. As I'm getting into these small little grooves and areas, I'm being light. I'm paying really close attention to where that pad is going.
We have acquired the loot. I'm not gonna lie, between you and me, maybe the guy who I bought this off of, I was nickel and diming him. I was, but they told me to. Yeah, this is low-key. Yeah, this might be a little tough to like get out of the clear. Thank you for being a good sport, even though I was like, nah, man, we gotta, And if we can't wet sand it out, then we might just have to just go in fresh with the clear all over again. It's such an art, and he's already like on to me, and I'm like,
He was not on to you.
yes, he was.
Hold the fastest.
It's easier online than in person. Back to the shop. I wonder what that Tristan's up to.
Can you pass me that rag?
Where'd Tristan go? Tristan?
Before we can glue this thing onto the car, I feel like it's gonna be a lot easier for us to cut and buff it with it off the car. So I'm gonna give it a quick rinse with some soap and water, and we'll get to cutting and buffing this. To make this go a little bit faster, I'm gonna be using a DA with an interface pad and a 1500 grit sandpaper, and I'm just gonna move slowly. This is a nice flat piece, so it's gonna be forgiving in the fact that it doesn't have that much curvature. For these areas right here, I'm just gonna hand sand. Oh, it looks so good, it's making me sneeze, y'all. Oh, the trunk is here, the trunk is here. Steph, how's it look?
We need some work on it.
How bad is it?
You wanna check it out? It's
Okay, but the clear is starting to crack. I think it needs a respray.
You try to be firm. OMG!
Not bad, man, not bad. It definitely needs a respray of some clear. Probably what I'm gonna do is hit this trunk with 400, 600, 800, and then just re-clear it. Same sort of thing that we did to the roof. Let's see how the roof turns out though. We gotta polish that still. All right, so the compound was just to get those wet sanding scratches out, and now we have a much shinier, glossier surface, but to really, really make it shine, we're gonna move on to the micro cut. I think it's time to reveal the shine, boy. Oh my God, that's really shiny. Crazy to think that not that long ago, this was matte finished. But wait, before we can put this thing on the car and start panel bonding, first we need to abrade the back side of the surface. Just the same way that you would sand a car, so you want the paint to stick, you want to sand the back side of the surface so the panel bond sticks too. And we're making sure to clean the metal that we're gluing to as well. Panel bond has rust protection built into it, so we're gonna be painting it all over the bare metal. I would compare the smell of this to clothes that you left in the washing machine for a month. Okay.
How many times have you left your clothes in the washing machine for a month?
To make sure that this is in the exact right spot it needs to be before we clamp it down and let it cure overnight, let's get the rear windshield on. If the gap is good here and the gap is good here once the glass is in, then that means it's probably gonna be good for the front as well. Drops right in, bada bing, bada boom. I'm gonna go ahead and start clamping the front. These clamps are to hold the roof overnight while the panel bond cures. I'm gonna put a sandbag right here to weigh down this side of the roof. Oh yeah, that's what we like to see, that panel bond squeezing out. That means we got enough material in there. And with that, the carbon roof is finally on. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello everybody, it is our last day to put the FRS together, and to make the stakes even higher, I've just been told that this car needs to be at the Petersen Car Museum on Sunday for Donut's event. Regardless of what state it's in, they want it there, I want it to look good, so it's time to hustle. Go ahead and get the hood in here. The hood hinges on your car are designed to have a little bit of play at the bolt holes. And as you can see, with all these aftermarket bits on, that doesn't really line up well. That's super thick right there. Now come over here. We are dangerously close to having this closing on this freshly painted fender. So what we're gonna do is loosen up the 4 bolts holding the actual hinge to the chassis and scoot it around a little bit until we can get this gap as even as we can. Oh, check this out. We got a lot of new parts. Front windshield molding, rear windshield molding. These are the door seals. And we have this mountain of spaghetti over here. Look at this. A lot needs to go on. In order for us to put the side skirts and the bumpers on, we're gonna have to put the car up in the air and take the wheels and tires off. And that's because all of these sort of access points are gonna be really difficult to get to with these in the way. On the other side, I use zip ties for the side skirts, but I'm gonna try this. Not all the way, because it will crush the fiberglass and leave you with an unusable hole.
Wow, that looks quite dope, even with zip ties.
The red against the yellow. I forgot to put a rib nut on this side. That's bad. So, let's do it. I'm gonna center up that dollop of grease. It has that high point right there. Start slow. Keep it straight. When it comes to rib nuts, especially in fiberglass, you want to take your time tightening them, because if you feel them binding up, that means you're cross-threading it and it's gonna spin. So I cut out a big ass square because there's an L bracket here before that held onto this. That was a stupid idea. It looked ugly. You could see it through the gap. It was dumb. So I fashioned this little thing that sort of snugs up against the fiberglass and spreads out the load, and the rib nuts in metal. So it should be pretty darn solid. And this is as good as this is gonna get. Piss me off. All right. Some bullshit. There's so much to do. The body gap there looks like ass. We heated it, bent it. Now it's digestible, but still bad. Tail light time. Cool, man. That was easy, at least. Over the weekend, we clear coated the trunk. Good as new. Let's go ahead and put it on. Okay, now I like it again. See, I have to like walk away from it because I'm like, this piece of shit. And then I see it again and I'm like, okay. This trunk is a Cybon like the roof. I'm thinking about doing some cool fabric on the inside. Leopard print or cheetah print. Just like the hood, we want to make sure that the trunk lines up with the body lines of the car. So we're gonna be wiggling around a bit and getting it just right. Yeah. Shout out to everybody in the comments that have been leaving some good tips. Keep on going because you're spreading that knowledge, and I want you guys to treat it almost like a forum on all of these videos as to what I can do better and maybe some advice from the old heads or people that have been doing this forever. On one side of my mind, it's just like respect the technique. The old head method. On the other side, I'm like, I'm paving the way. I know what to do. No, I don't. On top of the hardware, we're gonna be using some 3M double-sided tape. It also forms like a little spongy cushion, so that way this isn't just rubbing up all up against the paint. So instead of fighting it the entire time, there you go. Hey. Next up, we're gonna mount this front splitter bumper lower piece. It's beautiful. I think it actually makes the car. It has the holes already drilled for the mounting. We're gonna put some rib nuts in. Self-taps are just trashy. All right, let's get this bumper on. Yeah, this is the first time I'm gonna turn around and look at it. Damn, okay. That's a cool looking car, man. It's everybody's favorite glass guy, Mr. Eddie Spaghetti.
Hi guys.
He's gonna be helping us put in the glass because I just broke the windshield. We're almost there. It's like 9 p.m. We're burning that. Well, this isn't late night for me. I stay up till like 4 a.m. But we're burning that oil.
This is magical to watch, guys.
And Eddie is done. Now looking like a car, looking like a car, looking like a car. Are you kidding me? We started off with the dustiest, crustiest, nasty 2013 Scion FRS and turned it into a banana car. This car is not done, but we're taking it to the Petersen, so I'll see you there.
Thank you so much for coming. Pleasure to see all of you here.
We're here, the Unclapped FRS has made its debut, and the reception is bustling.
This unclapped.
The car is not totally complete, I will admit, but the reception has been phenomenal. I got to meet so many of you guys today, and I'm really, really happy you got to see it in person. I love you all, but we got a lot more work to do, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.